Hey everybody, thanks for joining the Brave Maker online experience today. My name is Tony Gapistone and I am the founder and the executive director of Brave Maker. And we exist to elevate brave stories for justice, diversity, and inclusion. And we care about the actors, the filmmakers, the storytellers who are out in our world, who are making a difference with their voice, whether it's bringing laughter and helping us cope, or whether it's poking at the injustices and awakening us to the fight for justice. Before I bring in my special guest today, I want to say thank you to our sponsors, all those who say yes to us and help us to do our work. Today, we are highlighting Casa Indian, which is a local restaurant in San Francisco, the Castro, as well as in downtown Redwood City. They are doing a live chai class. I love chai. If you are into chai, you want to learn how to make your own chai, their Bay Area famous chai, their chef and owner, Anamika Khanna, is going to be doing this live stream. And all of the proceeds are going to be going toward the those who need food in the Bay Area. So they're going to be donating their profits to help people who are going through a challenging time and need these types of resources to get through COVID-19. So if you're into chai, it's this Saturday, June 6th, 3 p.m. Pacific time. So support Casa Indian. Well, today I'm going to welcome my friend, a new friend, Kate Brolan, to the broadcast today. Hi, Kate.
Hi, Tony.
So Kate and
me, hey.
Of course, yeah. So Kate and I have been connected over the past few months through our Brave Maker screenwriting class, and then we've been working on her brand launching and stuff. So we're going to get into that. But why don't you let's start with where you are, how you're doing, and I know we talked off the broadcast about just addressing where we are culturally right now in the middle of a pandemic as well as an epidemic, dealing with racial justice. So go ahead and do your intro and how you're feeling today.
Sure. Yeah. I said, did not want to start without recognizing what's going on and naming it and naming and claiming racism. And, I feel like sometimes, and believe me, I'm old school. I've gone on marches and peace marches and Vietnam War, the whole thing. I've been doing that for years. And I think sometimes we go out there, we might drag our signs, walk ourselves home, walk our signs home, and then flip on Netflix and wait for the next atrocity to happen. And I just really want to encourage people to take more action steps, writing, donating, and really standing up in the front line as a white person, at this time and for a long time period. I'll give you a suggestion. I actually have been writing letters to all of the local theater and entertainment venues in Sacramento, telling them they need to encourage, include, and keep our Black brothers and sisters in their venues, not just one show a year or something, but really keep and encourage our Black brothers and sisters in their venues. That's just a little small part that I've been trying to take on. So,
yeah. Thank you for that. I wanted to highlight a friend of mine, Gary Stanford Jr., who is a actor and choreographer and theater director. And just today, he posted the challenges that he sees in regards to racism, in regards to casting and local theaters, even at a student level. The challenge for a person of color, a Black actor who cannot find a role in a local community theater or high school play has huge ramifications on their ability to get into scholarships for their college experience. So I think that is just something I haven't thought about. Like, how can I advocate for theater, for students, for the presence of Black art in our local area? So you being in Sacramento, that's huge. And Brave Maker is standing with the Black community. That's why we exist. We started 2 years ago to seek justice, diversity, and inclusion. And we see the arts as a major player in this. So we want to highlight Black Lives Matter. If you haven't gone to their website, you can find out how you can resource, how you can donate, how you can write and advocate on behalf of lawmakers. Go to their website and you can watch videos and listen to podcasts and things there about things that are happening today, right now in your city. All 50 states have had a protest as of this week. So it's a pretty beautiful thing. So we didn't want to continue our conversation without acknowledging that the reason we're having this conversation today is because we have the ability to have a voice, and we want to use our voices for justice, for good. Mm-hmm. So as you listen today, as we talk about how to launch your creative career, the whole motivation for us, for Kate and myself, for Brave Maker, is that we see the power of the arts, of creativity to effect change in culture. So just keep that in mind as we talk today. If you feel called, that you're listening, you're watching today, whether it's on our podcast or live or on the replay, know that your calling and you're leaning toward wanting to make something, to bravely make something and put it out in the world, has immense power. And we want to use that power to change lives and save lives. We don't say that lightly, because people's lives are at stake. Our brothers and sisters, our friends and family who are Black and brown skin, their lives are at stake here, and we can use our voice and our art for good. So so thanks for leading that out, Kay. I appreciate that.
Sure.
So why don't you just give us how did you start your creative career? You weren't always in the arts. Give us the backstory of how Kate Brolan became Kate Brolan in the arts.
Sure. Okay, sure. Well, actually, I think since I was a little kid, I was like the entertainer in the family. But this piece of my world right now in the arts was that I used to be an attorney for I always say for a New York Minute. And I've always been a public speaker in various venues, so I'm used to being in front of people. But I wanted to get into voice acting, and another voice actor suggested that I go take an acting class. So I took an acting class, Ed Claudio's Actors Workshop here in Sacramento. It's a phenomenal small group of people. It's a great community. Got onto that stage, and I mean, my soul and my heart broke open. I mean, from the first moment. And you get into that class, and Ed just hands you a script, and you're on with somebody else that you don't know. You're just reading script, and it just moved me. I just felt like I was in the right place at the right time. And I've said this so many times. I've met nothing but fabulous people in acting, and the majority are a boatload younger than me. I do theater with lots of people in their 20s, but I just love it. I love it, and I'm completely accepted for who I am. Matter of fact, I always say these young, handsome guys who will say, "Hey, Kate, I want to do a scene with you." So it's pretty cool. It's really fun.
That's awesome. I love hearing that you were an attorney first. And so Kate and I met in the Brave Maker screenwriting class. She was a part of that. And we actually met connected to Lisa Keating. Always got a shout out to our Lisa Keating, who is one of the best photographers in the Bay Area. So if you do not have a headshot, you need to contact Lisa Keating. And I'm going to put up her website here so you can get in touch with her. We are always a fan of Lisa's work and want her to continue to work in the Bay Area and get us gigs, because people will take a headshot with her and honestly, they'll book something right off of their headshot because it's so good. So Lisa connected Kate and I, and we have this Brave Maker class. I'm going to pull up her website, so stand by so you can see a little bit. And we'll also put it in the comments. And if you're just watching and joining us, you can make comments or questions and we'll pull it in too. But yeah, Lisa Keating, thank you. I see Mallory saying thank you for sharing this. We're super happy to do that. So yeah, Lisa Keating, go to her website. It is keatingphotography.com. So we were in this screenwriting class together. Kate's going to talk about that a little bit later. But Kate mentioned like, hey, I'm kind of looking for the next step in my career and growing social media. I said, you know what, cool. Well, I happen to be doing coaching and consulting and brand stuff. And so we were working the past month on Kate's website. And it was just really cool to see Kate take the reins of what she's dreaming and what her goals are, and I'm going to have her talk all about that. But it's just really encouraging to see what Kate is doing and how she's doing it. That's why we wanted to feature her on Brave Maker today, because I know there's so many of you who are watching who want to make films or write scripts or be an actor or whatever, and you just don't know where to start. So Kate, let's talk about how this whole thing happened and what you've been learning along the way.
Oh, sure. Well, for one thing, Tony and the guy who works with Evan took my website and just nailed it to exactly what I wanted. I talked to Tony about something simple but puts me front forward, and shows me in kind of all my different venues between acting and voice acting and such. And anyway, so that, of course, is like probably one of the main pieces that any actor would need. I mean, anybody nowadays needs their website going, but that was one of the first pieces that we started working on, and it's been a big difference. I'm getting, as a matter of fact, people I'm connected with on Facebook and such, and have been for a while, I've been getting a lot of feedback on, oh, they love my website. So, and I've also been sharing it with other actors to get them rolling on getting a really decent website up. So yeah, it's great. It's great. And it's a great start because you have a place for people to go to, and the other pieces that have been exciting is learning more about social media and how to use it. And so I am now much more active on Facebook. I didn't want to do the Facebook thing, but I am much more active on Facebook, have a lot of exchanges with other actors, even actors that I don't really know, not in my circles of community, and very active on Instagram. And Instagram's been a challenge, but I'm doing it. I'm trying to add something. Tony set me up on a schedule, talking about a schedule of what I put on, what I post. And I'm really getting into conversations, and it's gotten me much more active in the acting community and being noticed. And I'd say the only downfall is my spouse gets a little upset because I'm now one of these people constantly putting something on there, and I even have my kids saying, how do you know, I'll be hooked up talking to someone and how do you know this person, Mom? It's pretty fun. So
I just got to applaud you because it's been really fun to watch you do it and see all your posting and watch you grow. And I'll pull in Nicole making a comment. A good website is so important. Great advice. Yes. A landing page for people to find you and display your work. And then all your, Kate's all social media is there too. So if someone, potential client or, an acting partner goes here, they can find all of her pictures and stuff, but then her contact, right? You can find her website, her on Instagram, her Twitter. Super important stuff to happen. And I love that you noted that you're making relationships through social media. And I mean, if you're watching this, you're on social media, so it's not news to you, the power of it. We also know the destruction and the negativity side of it, how it can become a wasteland. But we know we can leverage these posts and our pictures and our words for good. But especially like what we focused on is the power to make relationships and to grow relationships. So I just want to highlight that if you're watching this and you're wondering, what do I do? How do I leverage my social media? That's one of the things that we worked on in our month package, is recognizing a lot of it is going, okay, who is she's in Sacramento. Kate lives in Sacramento. There is a sort of vibrant creative community there. There are acting classes there, lots of creative talent, musicians. I mean, so leveraging the people that are in your own area through social media, through hashtags, through geotagging is super important. And then you start to develop these connections that you might be able to then mutually benefit each other. If you see someone who's doing some of the same work that you are doing, maybe eventually you can work on a project together. The other thing too, right now with social media and social justice, it's how great is it to see those who are advocating for the rights of others in the same way on social media, who are also using their art. I just love that. So those are some really great tips, Kate. I love that your kids are even seeing that you've got things happening and they're wondering, like, it's really a beautiful, beautiful thing. So if you're wondering how you can do it, please let me know. I'm working with people all next month to help grow their brands and launch their websites. If you need a new website, we have a great guy, Evan, who does our design stuff, and we can work out a package for you. But yeah, anything else you want to share about what you've learned or kind of how fun it's been or anything like that?
Well, first of all, Tony is great to work with. I mean, he has completely boosted me and prompted me through this. But I have actually, it's not like I've gotten some big screen scenes, but I actually have noticed that I am being followed now by more people in the media. And I have when I'm sending in for an audition, and everything is now online and these self-tapes and all this, but when I'm sending in, I have more than one place. I have my website, I have Facebook, I have Instagram for people to go to, and I just had an audition, an online audition, and the person who was auditioning me commented that they really liked what I was doing. Anyway, so all good.
That's awesome. I love that. I love that. Yeah, your presence will be known by the makers and the shakers, right? The industry people are also sometimes. I've booked gigs right off of Instagram. I have. Wow. I just got into a writer's room that it's my very first writer's room. I'm developing a pilot with a showrunner because of Facebook, because of posting there. Like someone saw some stuff, requested some materials, and now I am being paid to, well, it's only 1 day a week, so it's not huge, but it's something that I get to say I got off of social media. So like another reason to be active. Oh, we have our friend Lisa saying hi. Hi, Lisa. Thanks for being here. Lisa, if you missed the first minute or two, we literally just shouted you out. So it's a great time again to say, Lisa Keating, for all your headshot needs, go to Lisa's website, keatingphotography.com. So let's talk about, so you were saying that you're building these relationships, you're seeing some, chatter happening. You told me something a week or two ago that I thought was great, and I want to segue into the projects. So you originally came to Brave Maker because you have a screenplay, but you also have another thing going on. But let's talk about those two projects and how you are posting on social media. Maybe you want to start with the picture you posted and how that started some chatter.
Oh, shucks. I don't know how to get that picture up here, but
I can pull it up for you.
Oh yeah, you can pull up the picture, and I'll talk about that for sure.
There you go. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm working on screenwriting. I'm working on a script, and it's called Elsie and Lucille, and it's actually the story of my mother and my spouse, my wife, her mother, and their relationship, and it's really a coming of age story for two 90-year-old women, kind of opposite women and how they were raised. My mother was a Republican conservative Catholic. My mother-in-law, Lucille, is liberal Jewish. I mean, there are a lot of little nuances to my story between the relationship between them and the relationship. It's two mothers-in-laws, and they're on a buddy road trip to go visit their lesbian married daughters. And just means a lot, comes from the heart, comes from a lot of growth, really, in both my spouse and my relationship with our moms. They both passed, and I think most of that when it came from my heart was because my spouse and I were actually the siblings with my mother when she passed, and we were with my mother-in-law when she passed, and that puts a big change in your life. So anyway, it's a work of love for sure.
So you posted it and you got some chatter, and then talk about some of the things that happened as a result of that.
Oh, I got people, and some people I didn't even know, who said, I cannot wait to see this, or they thought it was a darling picture of these two old ladies, of the two moms. But I got a lot of people looking forward to seeing this. So I'm totally encouraged. I'm I'm trying to jam through getting on top of the writing. So
yeah, I noticed there was a really cool little comment on the picture that said, "I told my mom the premise of this after your pitch, and she loved it." I think that's from Christine, one of the screenwriter students in our class, which is so awesome. And then you've got Who's Spam Bo Bam. I love that.
That's actually one of my cousins.
I love that. So your cousin says, "I still wear that hat proudly."
Yeah.
And then boom, and then you go, "I might need that on set." That is just, I mean, that's okay. So just everyone, like, take a second and think about this, how powerful. Mallory says that sounds like a wonderful story. Yes, Mallory, if you know anybody who wants to help fund it, Kate is looking for financiers. Just think about the power of this. She is just in the beginning stages of writing this feature film script, and already she's thinking about how to get the story out, how to market. This is marketing, really. It's social media, but it's a part of the marketing campaign. So now the hashtag Elsie and Lucille is out there, right? And she can build upon this. She can share her journey, and not just for the world to watch, but I was saying it's so important for her journey as to her development, because, you know, this isn't going to be out in a month or two. It's going to take years of development on this feature film, as they do. But when she finally comes to a place, you know, when it's finished or near finished, and she clicks on that little hashtag Elsie and Lucille, she'll be able to see, like, wow, all the work that went into it. So just, again, I really love it. Mallory says, "Count me in that group." Awesome, Mallory. Go find Kate on Instagram and follow her so you can be a part of the journey. And we also have, oh, I love it, Ross, who's an alum from the Bunbury Encounter of the Brave Maker Film Fest, has a nice website, clean, clear, simple, love the functionality and look of the VO samples. Thanks, Ross. That's great. So what's your other project? You have one more other project you're working on. Well, you have a bunch of projects. So what's the other project?
I have a bunch. I actually have a children's story with the editor right now. So that'll be coming up off the ground pretty soon. I'm actually looking for an illustrator for that. But I don't know if you want me to talk about do you want to talk about like this little episodic thing that I'm doing?
Yeah. So first of all, she's got a children's book looking for an illustrator.
Yeah.
So if there's any illustrators that would like to contact her, there you go. But talk us about your little episodic thing.
Oh, so proudly, I'm a pickleball player. I don't know if any of you are familiar with pickleball, but I describe it as when older people who used to play tennis or racquetball, their knees have given out, they generally turn to pickleball. So I'm going to be doing some little comedy episodes about pickleball playing. That's what I'll say about just anyway. It'll be funny. It's something I'm kind of writing on my own, and yeah.
That's great. Yeah, Kate shared with me one of her ideas, and I said, again, the power of social media. You put these little vignettes up there. It could display your acting ability as well as your writing ability, your comic timing, all that kind of stuff. And so if you're watching this and you're trying to figure out, where do I start? How, like, the whole point of this broadcast today was, how do I launch my creative career? It's like, you have to start somewhere. You've got to do baby steps. We can't wait around for somebody else to book us in their film or call us to voice their commercial. We have to do our work, take classes. That's why Brave Maker is here. So if you feel as if you're wanting to take the next step forward, just let me know. I'm happy to help you in the right direction. You can reach out to Kate and kind of see look at how she's done it and get some tips and tricks for her. But anything else you want to say how you would inspire someone who maybe was where you were a year ago?
Oh, totally go for it. Just go for it. Just like I just walked into an acting class, and I just sort of went for it, and I've been going for it ever since. I've been in theater productions here. So I say I just finished another audition. I'm just going all the way, both in theater stage, even though we're now on Zoom, and also cinema. So it's been really, really phenomenal. Yeah.
That's great. Well, I love being connected to you. And again, talking about the power of relationships. going back to Lisa
Mhm.
Keating. Lisa Keating's Tribe Collective got us connected. We both had our headshots from Lisa. We then were part of this little crew, and then we're in screenwriting class together. Then we're working together now. So by the way, you owe me an audition tape. Don't forget.
Okay, okay, all right, all
So,
right.
so
And you know, recently we all started a nonprofit Tribe Collective, Lisa Keating, which is going to be dedicated really to promoting diversity in film and training and getting people who would never, young people who would not have the opportunity, you know what I mean, to get them up and rolling and support the work, just as Brave Maker does. As a matter of fact, I wanted to mention, I have been watching the films. They are phenomenal. They are high quality. The acting, everything. I've just been loving the Brave Maker films. So
right on. Thanks, Kate. That reminds me, today at 3 p.m., we will be having a special guest. We're hoping everything works out, from Malawi, Africa. Her name is Ida. She's the featured subject of the 30-minute documentary, Who is Ida, by Ken Cobry. And we will be talking to Ken as well as Ida today at 3 p.m. on our Brave Maker Film Fest page. And the documentary is free to watch, so check that out. So yes, thank you so much for watching. Thanks, Kate Brolan, for being here today. If you want to contact Kate, I think you kind of know where to find her now, because she is out there and everywhere. And you can go to her website and contact her. Take a look at her page. If you go, hey, you know what? I kind of want to get a page like this too. Let us know. We are happy to work with you. Myself and Evan, who does our website design, are up and running, waiting to take clients this summer. And again, it goes back to these relationships are so important, like working with Kate. So I would never have known that I might want to cast a woman with an Irish brogue who also plays the accordion, right? So Kate is now, I'm writing a little part for her. I have a little episodic TV show called Church Biz that I have been working on for quite some time. We finally did like a Zoom episode, but I am going to write a part for Kate in Church Biz of a Irish woman who likes to lead her church in the accordion worship. So, so be on the lookout for Kate. And that's all because of relationships, right? This life is all about who you surround yourself with and who you partner with. And it's really great to meet good and creative people who are on the same page. And the Bay Area has a lot of them. So kudos to the Bay Area. Thanks, Kate, for being on today. Why don't one more time you just say how people can find you, just so they can hear your name. If you want to say it in your Irish brogue, I don't know.
yeah. Hey, you can find me over at katebrolan.com. Don't forget to put a smile on your face.
Oh, I love it. Awesome. Thanks so much, Kate. Thanks for watching, everybody. Brave Stories Change the World. You're welcome. Brave Stories Change the World. You are the story. See you next time.